So it's Thursday, it's New Year's, and I'm in Tampa, and it's just something about Florida. You land on the plane, you get that evil in you. You want to do a bump and put on a MAGA hat and ride a tiger. So it's just something about that state. It's something in the air there, and so Thursday, 2 shows. That club is so great. BT is great. It's family over there. It feels like a real mom and pop establishment. You know everybody. You get it. No one's pretentious. No one's annoying. No one's cocky. It's just very homely. I don't know if that's the right word.
No, homely's bad. Homely's like an ugly person. A homie, I think.
Homie. No, we don't play that. So I just that you're sober. What are we? 7 years now?
8 years. This is my 9th January 4th in a row sober.
Wow, that's impressive. Speaking of not drinking again, look at you.
Yeah, I got, it's exciting. AIDS.
Well, as a booze bag myself, you have to do that thing where you're like, all right, midnight is the big shebang. I'm drinking at 8, but I don't want to be wobbly. I want to be able to remember midnight and then some. So you have to do the pacing.
Yeah, that's where I struggled.
It ain't easy, Fatty.
I mean, 8 p.m. start time is pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good for me. I was trying to hang in there. And then we did a fun thing at midnight. They hit me with the light, and they just yelled, 10! So I'm in the middle of a bit, and I'm going, so this Uber guy was a fucking Muslim, and 10! I go, 9, 8, and then the lady comes up with 2 glasses of champagne. Boom, it's midnight, we drink them, the whole place goes nuts, everybody's on their feet, we kiss, they chug a beer, and that was the show, and then it all just poured out into the bar, and it was a great night, and I puked.
Oh, that's fun. I love a fun New Year's. It's so hard to get New Year's right in comedy. I've done so many where it's like we're early, we're late, they hand out noisemakers before. Yes. It's just such a mess. I always think it would be best to just end the show at 11:30.
Yes.
And then the comedian comes off, and then I think I did it once like that, and then the comedians come back. I think Ann Arbor I did it. The show ends, and then you go, we'll come back, and then the host, middle, and headliner come back up and count down there.
Right.
That way it's not this thing of like, so you have to time your bits. You're like, and then the bus tire went flat.
Yes.
And
exactly.
She blew me, whatever.
Right, yeah. It's so true, but it's also a weird choice to celebrate New Year at a show. But hey, it's weird at a comedy show, but hey, I'm glad they came out to each his anal. But just fun night, and boy, was I hurt the next day. It sucks because it's such a weird tradition when you think about it, because you're starting the new year, this big beginning everybody's talking about. You start it with the worst day of your life, yakking in a hotel room.
Yeah, we always talk about that. That's one of the nice things about sobriety, because January 1st, you go out. I'm at Target with my nephew trying to get him a new dildo, and it's like we're the only ones there. I mean, there was only one register open at Target. It was like the whole place was open.
Yeah.
Because everyone's all hungover and zombie-like. So it's a nice time. I mean, I quit drinking on the 28th. Everyone's like, how'd you do it right before New Year's? And I'm like, it was perfect, because I quit drinking in Philadelphia, and 3 days into my sobriety, we're driving home at 1:30 a.m. in Philadelphia, and there's like people beating each other with sticks. They're throwing,
right.
Squirrels at each other, and people are, crashed and shitting on their pants or whatever. So,
well, is New Year's hard? It's got to be tough to be dry on New Year's night, and everybody's just getting after it. And then in the morning, you get payback. You're like, aha, look at you, queefs. I'm feeling gravy.
Yeah, exactly. During the night, you're like, oh, this is going to be great. I'll go to bed at 12:10. And also, I always hated New Year's because that's when everybody else drank like I did all the other nights.
It's like amateur hour.
Like, woo! I'm like, well, that was 2 nights ago and 3 nights ago and 4 nights ago for me,
Right. Yeah, good point. And also, the planning is a nightmare. It's so built up. We do this every year. We're going to go to this rooftop, then we're going to go to a donkey show, and then we're going to do some Molly and, go down on each other. And it just gets ruined because you're like, why don't we just take it easy and hang out and drink and enjoy each other, and then do the countdown, the ball drop. But you build it up too much, and then 2 couples start fighting at 9 p.m. and you lose them, and then somebody pukes at 10, you lose them. It never works.
That's how I've always felt about New Year's. I started taking it off a few years ago and just going easy. It's a nice, the pressure. It always felt like the pressure to be like the biggest night of your life. So
Yeah, what was great was the and then I'll toss it back to you, was those Caroline's nights, because you had a show. There was some structure to it. You had a show. You're hanging out with comics. You do a show. You get paid. Then you get a free pass to the Times Square thing where you can come and go. These rubes have been sitting out there for 10 hours, shitting in their own soup and freezing to death, and we could come and go, see the ball drop, and leave.
yeah, that's really all you ever want in life is the pass to get the best version of a good thing.
There you go.
I mean, that's all show business is. You want to be
Right.
Henry Hill walking through the kitchen.
Exactly. Well said there, sister.
And so often we're not. So often we're the one making the fries in the kitchen, but,
Sure. Well, those titties aren't retarded.